planners, welcome back to the channel Creating with Sarah. Thanks so much for hopping on another fun planner video with me today. So today's video is going to be a little different. So today is going to be a recap of Go Wild. I know you guys are probably done with these videos, and with all the other creators who are putting out Go Wild, you're probably like, I'm done. But I promise this is the last one, and so we're going to recap my experience through my eyes about Go Wild. So if you guys want to check out this video, then keep on watching. So welcome back, planners. I'm Sarah, all things creating, planning, yet keeping things fun and functional. I've been a planner for a long time. I'm a stay-at-home mom, yet I create content for planners and just love keeping it fun and functional. So today's video, though, if you're new to my channel, we're going to talk about the recap of Go Wild. It's a huge planner conference and it's my first time going. So let's talk about it. So Go Wild is a huge planner conference, and it's where everyone gets together and talk about planners and meet other planners that they have only talked online. And also you get to meet some of your favorite shop owners, which is really cool. So this one was held in SoCal, which is in Orange County of Southern California. So it was in Anaheim, and it was like right next to Disneyland. So that was fun because some people flew out like a day ahead to go to Disneyland. They just set a schedule to take some time to explore Southern California. But going back to Go Wild, so it's a huge planner conference where everyone just gets together and hang out for a couple of days. It's kind of like going to a different type of hobby that you love, like maybe you go to a Comic-Con, or if you're a gamer like my husband, we do BlizzCon. So it's something like that. We have this conference that's called Go Wild, and it's hosted by Wild for Planners. And again, this was my first time going. So it was just so hyped up, and I was like, I have to go, I have to meet all these people. What is this all about? So I knew for sure that I really wanted to go because I'm a huge planner nerd. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I love all the things with planning. And so yeah, I just knew that I really wanted to go. And so the tickets were around, if I look back at it, I think just recently before I left for Go Wild, I think it was around, I'm gonna say around $540, because I think it was like $530 something. So it's a little pricey if I compare it to BlizzCon. When we go, our tickets are like $250 or something like that. But there are some different things that you'll have to look at, and it all depends on the person. It all depends on what you think is that you're getting most for your buck or whatever. But if this is something that you really love and you're excited to be around people who get you, then I think it's totally worth it. Okay, so when you buy your ticket, you do have to pay for your own hotel. You do have to pay for your own transportation. So I would definitely recommend saving, because this trip is not cheap. I repeat, this trip is not cheap. You definitely want to save for this trip. They haven't announced it as I'm filming today of where the next location is going to be. I have heard from previous Go Wilds that usually they announce it there, I think, but they haven't announced it. But if this is something that you want to go to, you definitely need to save now, because you buy the ticket to get into Go Wild, you buy where you're staying, you buy your transportation, you're spending money on food, you're spending extra money on gifts, and gifts aren't mandatory like I shared with you guys with TableMate gifts, which is the people that you sit with at your conference, which is only on the second day. But you also buy gifts for your friends. So there's a lot of spending. You also buy stuff for like extra snacks, or if you want to, buy some new outfits. Of course, you don't have to do all that, but there's a lot of spending. So it's a huge trip, and it's something that if you really want to go, I would definitely take the time to start planning for it and saving. So I didn't have to fly. I live here in the area, so I was able to ride with a friend. I did share a hotel room with one of my roomies, so we split the costs on that. We also split the cost on parking. So that was another expense, was that if you drove and stayed at the hotel, because I think I ran into a couple of people who were in the area and they decided to drive back home, which I probably could have done, but I think I liked just being there and not having to worry about driving back and forth and all that. That probably would have been exhausting, to be quite honest with you. But we did have to pay for parking. I think it was like $24 each night. So that was another expense. If you don't bring your car, you will have to Uber or Lyft somewhere, but you could totally share that with someone. So that was another cost. You know, buying snacks for your hotel room, that's another cost. It's just, if you want to go, definitely save to go to this event. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the itinerary. So I just want to get the ticket out of the way because that was like a huge question, like was it worth it? And I'll tell you guys at the end if it was worth it, but the ticket cost was around $500. So that is just to go wild. Okay, so we're going to talk about how long is the event. So it is from Thursday through Saturday. So it's a 3-day event. And then again, other people took it upon themselves to stay later after the event, or they came a day early. I think that's something that I would do next time if I go, is to go a day earlier. That way I can explore the area a little bit more, or just have more time to hang out with people before. Because I think after, I would love to just to go home. Because I think on the last day I was just like, I was just tired and exhausted, and I already wanted just to go home and be in my own house or be in my own bed, and I missed my family. So I think I would come out a day earlier. Okay, so we're going to talk about the itinerary. So on Thursday is when I arrived. Again, a lot of people came out a day earlier, which was nice because essentially I had 2 roommates, but my other roommate decided she wanted her own room, which is cool because this is an idea that you could do with roomies. So she got there a day earlier, so we couldn't check in on Thursday until 4 p.m. And what she did was she got there early and decided if she could do adjoining rooms with us. So we have our own rooms. So me and my roomie shared a room, but we have a door to the other room. Hopefully that makes sense. So that was nice because when we got there a little earlier because registration started at 11 a.m. So I think we got there like right at 10:50 or something like that. And she let us use her room until ours was ready. I think you could have checked to see if your room was ready, or you could have paid a little bit extra more. So that is another expense. And we didn't want to pay extra for our room to be ready. So it was really nice that someone came out early so we could use their room, mainly just to put our stuff down. And then I had some snacks that I wanted to be refrigerated. So that was really nice. So on Thursday is what they call registration day, and it's where also all the booths are set up. So all the sponsors have booths that you can take all the photo opportunities, and sometimes they might have make and takes, little things at their booths for you to look at and take. So it was really fun. You got to meet a lot of people and take a lot of photos. But for registration, it was definitely it was not organized from what I saw. But again, I think another tip would be is that registration lasts all day on Thursday. So I think going later when the lines died down would have been the best bet to go, because again, for us newcomers, just let me put it out there, I'm a newcomer, so all this is going to be a little bit different. And those who are watching this, and if you guys have tips, leave it in the comments down below. You can correct me at any time, but I just thought it would be fun to share with you guys my experience. So I think next time I will wait until the lines to go down for me to check in. So when you checked in, registration, which is you go and you check in and they give you a bag, and then they give you your shirt and your hotel key card. And the bag was sponsored by Christian Design. And this is the bag that they give. It's a really large bag, and it looks like it's the same type of bag every year. And so it's purple, and it says Go Wild SoCal. And oh my gosh, if you guys watch my swag video, I was talking about this. It's like, I don't get it. I was really tired when I was filming that video, but I kind of get it now. But I am one of those people who are like, Okay, yeah, I get it. So yeah, super cute. This bag really came in handy when I had to haul my stuff from the conference days back to my room, and that's something that I did because it was a little bit easier. And then I had like my swaps in here, so I didn't like smush it in my backpack that I was carrying. So I really liked the bag. It came in really handy. But in this bag, what you got was this little take a selfie from Chrissy Ann Designs. It's a little ring light, super cute. And then you also got your lanyard that says Go Wild. It's purple with your name that you registered under. It's really cute. And then you also got your hotel card, which is really cute. I love how they designed that. So what happened with me though, I had to go ask for one because my roommate put the room under her name. So they were super nice about it. I just went up there and asked them if I could have this one for like a souvenir kind of a thing. So it was really cute. I think they do this every year. Really cute. I did hear though some people wasn't able to get one because they bought tickets later. I don't know too much about that, so but I did hear something like that, which was really unfortunate. But that's what you get at registration. So you're just gonna register, you're gonna get your cute bag, and then you get a t-shirt in the back. This is the t-shirt we got, super cute, Planaheim 2022. It's purple and it's got like this cool font, really cute. But if you guys also saw my stories, I was wearing clear deodorant. It was my travel one. I normally don't, but it had turned it pink, and luckily I washed it and it came out, so I was happy about that. So when you go to registration, you get a cute bag, a t-shirt, and then some little goodies that are sponsored by Chrissy Ann Designs. So thank you to her for that. It was super cute. I think we got like a sheet of stickers, but I really don't remember. It was all kind of a rush. Again, I wish I would have waited till later because when I got there at 11, it was super packed. I do have this all in a vlog if you guys want to check it out. Unfortunately, the lines weren't as organized. We were all lining up by our first name, the first letter of our name, instead of like normally like your last name. I don't know the whole reason by it, but it was fun though, seeing everyone in that moment, because I got to take a lot of photos with everybody. So that was nice, and I think that was a great opportunity to take photos and to meet people at that time. So that was registration. It was all day. So right across from registration was the open room for the pop-ups, again, where you can go in and take photos. You can look at all the booths, and they were sponsored by Happy Planner. I saw Avery, Zebra, Wild University, Blue Sky, Chrissy Ann Designs, and I saw Wrong over there. And then they always have like this huge banner with everybody's names on it, which was really cool. So that's kind of like the first thing that everyone did right when you walk in, is that you took a photo where your name was on the banner, which said Wild Ones, which was really cute. So that was there, I think, up until Saturday, either Saturday or Friday, for you to pop in and out as you wanted. So let's talk about later that evening. They had this event called the Welcome Party, which normally, from what I could see from past Go Wild, was a karaoke party sponsored by Chrissy Ann Designs, which was really fun. And it was hosted outdoors, which was really cool though, because where our room was, you could look over and see the whole setup. So that was really cool. I mean, that view was really cool. But unfortunately, the week of Go Wild here in California was terrible. The weather was up and down. It was so windy. It would say that it was gonna rain. I don't know if it ever did. It may have just rained like throughout the night, but so it was outdoors, and as they were setting up, things were just kind of blowing away. It was so windy. And they have this thing called confetti carpet, which I don't know if you guys have seen any of their intros on Instagram or their YouTube, where they have like all these planner girls, you know, throwing up the fun confetti and taking photos. They couldn't get that up because of the wind or something. But it was a lot of karaoke and dancing, so that was fun. There was some cupcakes, but by the time we got there, I think it started at 7. It was like from 7 to 10, and I think we got there a little bit later, so maybe around 8, I want to say. There was no cupcakes. It was already gone, and I was like, wow. So there were other little locations to take photos, I think, that they had set up, and it was doing okay. But mainly it was just like, hey, welcome, kind of like let loose kind of a thing, and it was super fun. I just wish like the weather wasn't so down. So that was Thursday, so that's what you can expect from on Thursday. So let's talk about Friday. So Friday was officially like the first conference day, like speakers and entertainers and things like that. So that's usually Friday and Saturday. So on Friday is the big sponsored day tables, which you don't know who's sponsoring, you don't know where they're going to be in the room, like where they're setting up. It's kind of all of surprise. And that's where I shared with you guys in the vlog where people were getting in early. And because it was my first time, I just wanted to see what all that was about. So we did get up early, but not as early as the ones who were camping out at 2 a.m. We got up, well, I got up at 3:30 because I just couldn't sleep. Usually that's what happens when I'm out somewhere, when I'm not at my house. I normally can't sleep, but I did tell people that I was hearing things. But I just couldn't sleep. So I was up at 3:30 and we got up and got ready, and we didn't go down to get in the lines until 5:30, which I kind of say the lines were not organized. So here's the thing with that. So it just depends how things are organized. Was it worth it to get up that early? Maybe. I mean, I was in the front of the line where it wasn't as packed and people weren't rushing to get in the doors. But did it help me to get a nice table? Maybe. I don't know, because the room was so big that it was just really hard. And as a first timer, I was just like overwhelmed, and I just really just wanted to sit down at that time. So I don't know if it's that worth it. I think any table would have been nice to sit at. Because as I'm walking in, I'm just overwhelmed with all the things. You know, they had like the huge stage where it said wild, they had all the lights going and music. So it was just like really overwhelming. But it was fun to experience getting down there early because you could chat with people. And I would say that was the best time to pass out contact cards. That's when I decided that I was going to pass out contact cards or any kind of swap, was when we were in the lines, because then everybody was there and it was just so easier that way than going in the conference rooms because they were huge. So when the doors opened, which was I think they opened at 8. Yeah, so the doors said between 7:45 to 8, but I think they opened like 7:50, a little closer to 8. And you got to pick your tables. So Friday is the day where all the tables are sponsored by small shops or big planner companies or things like that. Again, you don't know. So everyone got to choose their table. So again, it's up to you if you want to get up that early, if you want to go for the first time. But I think it just depends on the lines and being organized. Now, if you get there a little later, I think it would be harder to find a table that you wanted to pick yourself. So it is good to be there, I would say, an hour early. I don't think that we had to be there at 5:30. I think being down at 6, if the doors open around 7:45, I think being down in the lines around 6 a.m. would have been a good time. And that way you could pass out swag and you could take photos and talk to people. So on Friday, you get to hear from speakers. Well, both Friday and Saturday, you get to hear from speakers and you get a little bit of entertainment. You get 2 breaks, one at 9 and one at 11. The one that was closer to lunchtime was a little food break, and that was over in the other room with all the photo booths and things like that. And that was sponsored by Cloth and Paper, so thank you to them for that. We had like little treats. So on Friday, it was like a little cake shot or shooter, which was really cute. And what I mean by that, just like the measurement of the cup, nothing with alcohol in it. And then they had a smoothie shot shooter, and they might have had water. The only thing for me is, and this could have been like a California thing, they had cups with the water, refillable water gallon things. I wish they would have provided water bottles, because I had to buy water bottles from the lobby, which there was Starbucks you could buy from. I heard that you could get some from the gym, but I didn't know where the gym was, and I never took the time to go see it. And they also had like a convenience store, and those water bottles were like $5 a piece. So for me, I wish they would have had water bottles to pass out. I know here in California they do charge for that. Any plastic, any like case of aluminum and stuff like that, like they charge you per item for that. So maybe that was a thing, I don't really know. But the second day on Saturday, I'm just gonna skip ahead, they had like little sandwiches, chips, apples, and then they had Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke, which I don't drink. Again, I wish they had water. And I don't remember if on Friday they had full cans of Coke and Sprite and all that, but they did provide like a 15-minute break for that, and that was by cloth and paper, so that was so nice of them to do that. So in the breaks for me though, I did go by and get a little something, but what I first did was I took all my stuff back to my room. It was just easier. I did have a room close to the elevator, so I was able to take all my stuff and drop it off, refreshen up, maybe go to the bathroom, and then come back down. I did miss a little things in between if I came back from break, so I did miss a couple of things. So we had a couple of speakers. We had Cindy from Llama Letters, and we had Stephanie Fleming, and then we had the Wild at Home panel, which was nice. And then we had like an entertainer. So we had a comedian, Chloe Hillard, who was hilarious. She was so funny. I really enjoyed her act. It was just really great. She lives here in LA, so I was like, oh, I may have to go check her out at another show or something. She was really great. I really enjoyed Cindy's speech. She was someone that I really didn't know too much about, and I liked her perspective on how she talked about planning. Now, she did use, and this might be weird for all of you who don't really know me, but like cursing, I'm not really big on cursing. And just with anything, like in songs or movies or books, like I'm just not someone to hear a lot of cursing. And she did use a lot of cursing. So it was just different, but I appreciated her perspective and the way that she talked about planning and everyday living. So I really respect her fully. But it was just like something different for me that I don't typically sit there and listen to all the time. So, but I really enjoyed her speech. The Wild panel was really great. We got to hear from Kita from At Home with Kita. We got to hear from Print Impression, Ken Anderson. We got to hear from Amy Tangerine, which I always love. And then lastly was someone new to me, was Siobhan Dixon. She seemed so sweet. She seemed a little shy, but it was really nice to get to know her. And I think she has a fun personality. She looks like an amazing mom. So I was really excited to be introduced to her, and the crowd loved her. I think they all did really great. The only thing with that is I felt also that it wasn't organized for them. I felt like maybe they were put on the spot. Like that would be another tip is once they put out the itinerary and you know who the speakers are, and when they have like an open question type of thing for the audience, and that's typically what it was. Like it wasn't a prepared speech like it was for Stephanie Fleming and Cindy and of course the comedian. But for them, it was just like, hey, what's your questions? So I think once they put their itinerary down, I think it would be nice for people to have questions prepared. So it would have been nice to have like a pamphlet or something. I know that Plum Paper did have these in the other conference room with like notes and things, but it didn't really say who the speakers were and all that. But definitely print out the itinerary and just have questions ready to ask them, because I don't know if they were prepared for that, but they did an amazing job with handling that and answering questions. So, I mean, overall, it was fantastic. I think they did really great. So, okay, after that panel, we had a break, and then when we came back from that break, they had a live podcast going on, and they were interviewing the CEO of Erin Condren. So that was really cool. I totally missed that. Again, during breaks, I went back to my room to unload some things, to freshen up, to take a minute. But I also had another event to go to or get ready for. So I was invited to the Erin Condren dinner party, and we had to meet up around 2. So in that time frame, I just took time for myself to unwind and decompress. So I totally missed that, but I heard people really enjoyed the podcast. So it was by Planners and Wine, Megan and Myra. So I have my phone here, so I'm like looking down at it. So that was everything in the first day of the conference. I think it was really fun. I forgot to mention, like, as we walked in or got there, we had Bess from Lights Planner Action, which you guys talked about, where I got my inserts and everything for my mini happy planner that I made for Go Wild. That's her thing. She makes like black and white planner inserts that you can buy from her and print them out and things like that. Really cool. Well, she was there pumping everybody up. We got those light glow sticks, so that was really fun to feel her energy in the morning. That may have been something new that they did. I don't really know, but it was really fun to have her there. I really wish we would have heard more from her as a business owner with planning. That was something that I was honestly missing from the conference. But again, I'm a first time person, so I think if maybe they had that all the time, it would be repetitive. I don't know. I just felt like I was missing a lot of like planner talk with small business owners and things like that. Now they do have a separate ticket, and this is kind of out of order what we're talking about here, but if you did want to hear a little bit more about that, you have to buy another ticket, and this is called Shop for Summit. They have one for budgeting, and then they have one for like the shops. And that was on Wednesday before the conference, and it was held somewhere else. Let's roll into Saturday. So Saturday, again, same time frame, but this was a little bit more low key. It wasn't sponsored tables. It was just, I'm gonna come in and sit down with my planner friends or anybody. So you didn't have to worry about getting there so early. So I kind of slept in a little later, and I went down a little later. My friends left, my roomies left before I did. And so I got there maybe around 7:45. The doors open around that time, 7:50, 8 o'clock. So that was when you brought all your table mate gifts, and you could swap with your contact cards and things like that. And then our first speaker was from Plum Paper, which was Christina. Her presentation was amazing. Like what I was talking about earlier about hearing more about planners and people starting their own business and how that works, and hearing more about their background. Like I got that a lot from her, and she gave us a bag full of goodies. I mean, her presentation was amazing. Like she gave us little booklets of samples of different layouts that they had, and she told us a little bit about her and her family. So it was just really nice to hear from Plum Paper. I really was excited to learn more about them. So she was our first speaker. After that, we got our break, and they would play more music, and people would get up and dance and make like a dance line thing, like things like that. And I totally did. Like I love dancing. I may be like kind of shy at first talking to people, but when you play music, I'm gonna be dancing. And I think a lot of people were shocked about that, but I just love dancing. Got our break, and again, I left to go to my room. And then I was a little late coming back because they also had an interview with Cloth and Paper, who were sponsoring the breaks and the little snacks and things. So I heard that was really great. It felt really short because I didn't feel like I took that long, but I came in at the very end of it. So if you saw my vlog and you didn't see some of those clips, it's because I wasn't there. So for entertainment, we had a dancer named Amanda Lecount. She was amazing. Like I had the best time listening to her about, being positive, about body image and things like that. She just had a whole speech about that, and she was so confident, so bubbly, and just so much excitement, and I just really enjoyed her performance. Like, it was really great. So their entertainment, they did really good at picking for entertainment. It was just really nice. Okay, so after that we got to have another little break, and then when we came back from break, we had a Chrissy and Designs did a new thing called Planner Trivia. Well, I don't know if that's the name for it, but it was a trivia for planners, and that was really fun. Even though they had some stuff not really functioning well, like they had their little machines that they were supposed to tap and, you know, keep points and things like that. They weren't working well, but we still played, and it was just really fun. I really like that idea. I love playing games, so the trivia thing was really fun, and I hope they use that for the next Go Wild. The next speaker we had, who was someone that I wasn't really familiar with. She was an author and co-founder of Alyssa School brand. So it was Alyssa Faulkner. Hopefully I'm getting her name right, but she was very different. She was very bubbly and groovy. She was very funny. I don't know. I just don't know if I jive with her, but I think a lot of people really enjoyed her speaking. She was just very fun and bubbly, and I just, for me though, personally, because I think she went away, I think because she went about like in a preaching way, and for me it just kind of was rubbed me the wrong way, because it was nothing about like in that sense. So I don't know, I don't want people taking this the wrong way. I think she was really great, but it was just the way she presented her speech in that type of manner. For me, it just seemed like we weren't in that setting for that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, she was very carefree, bubbly person. So yeah. And then the last speaker we had, which I hear that a lot of people was disappointed about. Of course, it was at the end of the day and everybody was getting hungry. So the conference was like from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And, you know, we only got those 15-minute breaks. So everybody was hungry. So it was Alicia Silverstone, who, of course, everyone knows her from Clueless, and I think that's how we all were excited about, but it just seemed like she really didn't want to talk about that. But it was really nice getting to know her as a person. You know, I've never really looked into her background or anything like that, so it was kind of fun knowing that, you know, Alicia Silverstone was there, and it was fun listening to, you know, some of her beliefs and things, but I kind of got the feeling that a lot of people just didn't really enjoy her segment. So I don't know. Again, it was like 2 o'clock and we were all just kind of really tired and ready to eat. That was it. That was the Friday conference and Saturday conference. That's how it went about. So you heard from speakers, you had like breaks and music and entertainment, and you got gifts. So that it was fun and exciting. So after that, on Saturday we had a big luncheon. So these are the time frames where you would go and have lunch with your friends or explore parts of California, because later in the evening you had another event. This was called Planjama, which I think was my ultimate favorite thing, was Planjama. It was only a couple of hours, but it was just really fun, just having a little party, and we all got to dress up in our pajamas, which at first when I heard about that, I was like, oh, we're gonna have fun playing in our pajamas. And I basically just wore like me and my roommates, we all kind of matched. So we had like purple leopard. You guys probably have seen them. They were at Target. A lot of people had them. They were like cozy purple leopard sweats with pockets. And then we wore our jean jackets. And then we all bought like a leopard. We all bought like a llama shirt from Etsy. And if I have a photo, I'll insert it. But it was really cute. So everyone got to be all dressed up in their pajamas. Some of them were matching with their roomies. And then in the room was exciting. It was hosted by Happy Planner. They did an amazing job. Before it started, you could get glitter tattoos, and I got some But I'm glad she mentioned to me that they lasted 3 days, and I think mine lasted pretty good, like a 4 to 5 day. They were on there for a while, so I had them on my hands. They were really cute, and then you could get makeup done as well with like gemstones. So in the space, it was really cool because they had lit up furniture, seesaws, like I've never seen that before, and they had like swings. They had a light up dancing floor and a DJ. They actually had food. I don't know if they had food at their previous Planjama, but they had like pizzas and little, like, I think like finger foods is what they had. And they had an open bar, and they had performers with like the hula hoops and the big, like, I don't know what they're called, but they had like these ladies with the wings and stuff. It was really cool. So Planjama was like my favorite part. I think Happy Planner did an amazing job sponsoring that event. And then so they had places to take photos, and they set up the confetti carpet where you throw up all the confetti in the other room where the booths were. So all in all, I'm gonna say that it was pretty worth it because I got to hang out with people who are like me and just people that I've been connecting with online for the longest time. And for me, the experience, I'm going to say, was the people. Like, I had the best time. As far as like, I'm going to talk about swag because everyone was asking about that. So from previous Go Wilds, it was pretty hyped up about swag and all the swag that you got. I felt personally I got more from my planner friends of that type of swag than I don't know if you want to categorize as swag. It was like planner gifts from friends, but I got a lot more from that than I did from for Go Wild, like paying the ticket for Go Wild or people hyping about Go Wild. I felt like I got more experience and the bang for my buck with meeting people and getting goodies for them. But it wasn't about the swag and all that, but it was just definitely more hyped. And I can't really talk much about it because I don't know what happened. You know, we went through a terrible time. I'm sure people lost things in their business, so I'm not gonna really be upset about it. So really, you can't make a decision because we don't know what's gonna happen for the next one. We don't know where people are gonna be at in their lives and with their financial. Can't really say about that, but I can say that I had a lot of stuff to take home. I mean, all together was a lot, so it really just depends on the person. But it is an expensive trip, so it is something that if I'm gonna go to, I definitely have to plan for it and budget for and save for, because it is a lot. Thankful that I got to go and experience that, and again, it was just super fun meeting everyone and taking all the photos. I was so happy to see everyone. I forgot to mention though on Friday, because Friday was so busy for me, I went to the Erin Condren thing and had dinner with other people, and that was great because it got me out of my comfort zone because I haven't really chatted with a lot of EC planners, so that was really nice. So I got to chat with a lot of EC planners and have dinner, and it was just really nice. And then what was happening that later on, so you could tell that there was like a conference day, and then there was always something later in the evening, but then you got like time in between to go have lunch or something. So Friday night there was a crop night, which was hosted by Zebra, Amy Tangerine, and then Edivi was doing, I think, some painting demos or classes, so she was there doing things. I just got back so late that I wasn't able to do any of that. I just was able to buy a book from Amy Tangerine. She came out with a book and hung out for a little bit, and then after that I think a lot of us just hung out at the lobby, just having drinks or having little appetizers and just talking. So that was fun. So hopefully they'll do something more like that, where it's more one-on-one of us doing like things together creatively or with our planners. Like, I know everyone talks about not taking your planners, but I would prefer to bring my planner and sit down and have little sessions like that. I would just love to see more of us having little sessions of us with our planners, or just doing like little creative things together. I think that would be more fun in the future. But yeah, there was a crop night, which I got there pretty late. So with that said, I never used my planners. I never used my photo printer. It just seemed like it was nonstop, go, 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 go. More involved in seeing everybody and trying to make time for them, really, than going back to my hotel and just chilling, really, because I didn't know when I would see them again. So I tried to make the most time of being present with everybody. But I didn't use my planners or anything like that. So that was Go Wild. So now I'm just gonna briefly answer some questions that I got about budgeting tips. I don't have any budgeting tips. I'm not really the best to ask about that, but I would definitely say save now, because it is a very expensive trip. And if you want to go, you definitely have to take time to think about where you want to put your money most into. Like, there are some ways to save, especially if you live in the area, maybe. But buying snacks for yourself, like I took snacks for like breakfast, so I had like a milkshake, and that really did help me. It's enough for me, so I would make sure that I took my breakfast and have snacks in between that kept me full. I did think about hydrating, so I made sure I went to go buy water bottles. Because I think the first night, like Thursday, I didn't hydrate enough, so I felt it Friday and I had a headache. So yeah, definitely save and make a list and start planning that out. Someone asked about top 3 tables. Again, the room was so big that it just felt overwhelming. Wild for Planners, who hosted Go Wild, did actually share some sneak peeks in their Instagram story posts, so that was nice. That's how I kind of knew about Zebra. But I saw Planner Anonymous was a really beautiful table. I saw Happy Planner did some really great tables. They did some really cute customization with their covers. Jessica Live La Posh, hers was really cute. Wrong. There was a lot that actually I didn't even know was there until later I looked in the Facebook group. Again, that it was just very overwhelming. But there was a lot of great big companies there, and then some small shop owners, which was really awesome for them to do that. I know Paper Panda was there. I just can't really think off the top of my head, but once you also buy a ticket, you guys will be in the Facebook group, and then wherever the event is going to be held next, it'll be in that area, I think, because ours was called SoCal Planaheim 2022 or something like that. So that's nice. They also had a app. I don't know if they had this every year, but that was really helpful because everyone was just posting their excitement and tips, and it's just helpful visually with the photos. So like if people wanted to meet up for a place to eat, or if they need something extra, or if they were giving away something or traded something, like it was just super helpful to have an app. So that was really cool. My top favorite moments. My top favorite moments was seeing everybody that I've been talking to for 2 years online and taking photos. And then Plan Jamma was amazing. Again, Happy Planner sponsored a really great party. Also going to the EC event, that was really awesome of them because I feel like I was fairly new to EC Squad. So, I mean, anyone can be on EC Squad. You guys, there's a link in my description box if you guys decide you want to sign up. But it was just really nice for them to invite me. So that was really fun. And then also I would have to say people that I really wanted, like shop owners that I follow that I really wanted to meet in person, like Irene, Kane Anderson, Caitlin and Leanne from the podcast Creating Chaos. I really enjoy their show, and it was really fun to see them in person. So I just had like a list of people that I wanted to see in person and not forget about like taking a photo. Because I was really nervous that I was going to take more videos for the vlog and not take enough photos. I had a fantastic time. I would definitely do it over again. I did mention to people that I wasn't sure if I would do this again because of the cost and everything, but I think meeting everyone and just having fun and being in that moment with them was what did it for me, and I would totally do it over again. But as far as like people hyping about Go Wild and paying for that, it wasn't to the level that I thought it was. But again, I wouldn't change it for the world. I just had a great time, and I'm super thankful for those who came up to me and take a photo, or if I came up to you and took a photo, like, thank you for that. Like, I know it was kind of different and we didn't know with the space and, you know, but anyways, I just had a really great time, and hopefully I gave you guys all the information that you need and I could explain it to you in an organized manner. But it was really fun, and I really appreciate you guys telling me how excited you are for me, and that was really sweet of you guys. So again, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you may plan your trip and it's an amazing trip and you're able to go. But as always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care, stay safe, and happy planning. Bye.